Bees to mead, fruit to juice, milk to cheese. What do they all have in common? Good evening, Chair. Good morning, Chairperson, honorable judges, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and fellow voyage members. My name is Janessa, and the topic I was given today is value-added agriculture. What is value-added agriculture is the first question I would ask myself. That is when you start with one product of a lesser value and you transform it and add to it and make it something more desirable or of something of more worth. Yesterday in fact, over this trip, I got to go and visit and go to multiple farms on tours. And from each of these farms, I learned something new. First was the bog, then it was Milner Valley cheese, then Festina Lenta. But first from the bog, a cranberry farm. This cranberry farm had an interesting history, as the owner's father actually used to do calves. But when he sold them, he had a whole bunch of land and he didn't know what to do with it. So he signed a contract with Ocean Spray, the big cranberry company. And then, so the owner started and learned and understood how to work with cranberries for a long time of his life. And once he moved out and got his own property, really close to actually his father's original farm, he signed a contract with Ocean Spray as well and started his journey with cranberries. So, he had all of these fields. But so for the first 3 years, he kept his contract. Then the next, he lessened the amount of cranberries he gave to them. And so on and so on. Each of these times, less and less. Until he had only one field going to Ocean Spray, and the rest went to the bog, his own company that he started. This bog is quite an ingenious plan, because unlike just Ocean Spray, who mostly focused on craisins and a fruit cocktail with cranberry juice, he decided to expand. He has done craisins, but like most, but also fruit juice, pure cranberry juice, which gives you all the health benefits of the regular cranberries, but it's not overly sugary and it's not a fruit cocktail, but it's still yummy and delicious. He also does things like chocolate-covered cranberries. Who doesn't love chocolate? Then he does things, which is my personal favorite, freeze-dried cranberries. I know a lot of my fellow contestants of the night were shoveling these back and they loved them. They were so good. But overall, the bog. It started with learning, but overall it became a new and intuitive company that is now a proud part of BC and is now a big part of the Cranberry Festival that happens. Then, next we went to Milner Valley Cheese, where I watched them and saw all of their goats. Because Milner Valley Cheese is actually a goat farm, where they milk their cows and then they produce their own cheese. But along with their cheese, many other things. And first, we went and took a tour, we met all the goats, we gave them love, and then we went and saw the milk. And farther on, we saw where they pasteurized their milk, and then they made the milk, the cheese, the curds, the whey, and even a specialty item. But on this journey, I noticed how many different things and opportunities they were taking advantage of. They noticed that everybody loves poutine, so they have curds for people to buy goat cheese curds. They have whey, because they find there's a lot of health benefits to it. The cheese, and they have multiple different formulas for it. A jack, which is a goat cheese-based version of Monterey Jack, and Tipsy Goat, which is a wine-infused cheese that is great for holidays, apparently. And their specialty item. This is not something I would have expected when I heard a cheese farm. They make their own gelato. This gelato is creamy, it's delicious, and you can still taste the goat in it, but it's perfect. It has a nice and even balance. So, what this farm really does is it thinks of new ways to perform cheese, to show the world what this goat cheese is, and they really push through with it. The final place we went to was the Festina Lenta. Oh my goodness. Their name means make haste slowly. And why they need to make haste slowly is because they are a business that sells honey, commonly referred to as mead. Mead is a 11th to 12th century thing. The owner actually came up with these ideas as she's a historical fiction lover. And so she found these recipes and she improved on them, making them less deadly to her consumers. But it originally started as a homesteader farm. So, and how they described it was, 1 million unfinished projects behind unfinished fence. So, how did they move into the mead business they are today? At first, they sold fruit, $2 for a pound. And then they found that the business could be improved. So they moved over to jams with these fruits, going from $2 per pound to $12, a $10 increase. And with that, they started selling more, and they found that the value was added in agriculture. And from these, they had all these fruits, and they were wondering, what more could we do? They went, and through these historical fictions, she found mead. Curiosity was sparked. And then she moved on and figured out the recipe. And soon, the business began. I would love to tell you what my favorite kind of mead was, but as an underage person, I did not have any. But I can tell you one thing for sure. Their honey is divine. I got to try some, and the sample was perfect. So, they went from a $14 honey, which is great in itself, to a $26 mead, which is a great increase in money. So, each of these places, and this mead spot especially, I found that they really were taking leaps and jumps into getting a value-added agriculture. In all of these businesses, they all saw opportunities to improve their business and to improve their life. And they all took it. For each of these businesses, like their products, they really have added to their value to the seed. Thank you.